Well, now to a story of treachery and deceit. From the outside, they looked like a happily married couple, but when Faisal had doubts and turned to a lawyer, his wife took their breakup to the next level.
You're about to witness one of the most audacious attempts by a wife to frame her husband for domestic violence.
She's dangerous, very dangerous.
Watch how this woman astonishingly punches herself in the face, not once, but twice, later telling police her husband bashed her.
It's flipped my life upside down. I'm not the guy who I used to be anymore.
This is a story about temptation and treachery, a lover and a liar, where romance makes way for revenge with catastrophic consequences.
Well, I haven't actually heard of a scenario such as this, inflicting injury upon themselves in order to set up a scenario which results in someone else being charged.
If love is blind, then Faisal only had eyes for asthma.
She presented herself like she's the perfect girl on the planet.
It is stories such as these that have greatly contributed to the rise of men going their own way. And even as these cases continue to this day, it just perplexes me how women still believe they can get away with false accusations and allegations. I believe it's completely justified how men are going their own way, because it's a 100% better idea to live a stress-free, honest life than to live it with a woman who has the option of falsely accusing you to ruin your life. It is funny how everything is men's fault, but what's more important, men get slowly desensitized and stop feeling any semblance of guilt. Eventually, even this won't on us work, so what's next they can use? Insults won't work, blaming won't work, screaming won't work, pouting won't work, hitting won't work, politics won't work, manipulation won't work. Soon even prancing around without clothes or showing various body parts will stop working for them. So, what's left? There are just so many women today in American society who are so broken and twisted that they are incapable of functioning in a normal, healthy, stable relationship with a good man who loves them and treats them right. If you treat your girl right by doing things to show your appreciation for her, like making her breakfast and buying her flowers, then it is almost 100% guaranteed that she will immediately dry up like the Sahara and ghost you in no time flat. That is the sad state of affairs in America today. Thousands of guys are going their own way now and are perfectly happy, healthy, and wealthy by themselves. We have no real stake in society anymore. Most would be indifferent if it all burned down. But if we talk about women, they can't be honest. They act like it's a man's fault if she cheats, but in reality, they could be with the perfect, most faithful guy and still cheat. Why? Because she is bored with him. I suppose they still blame the guy for being boring. In reality, he may be exciting to another girl because he is different from what she has. Boredom is, I believe, a major reason for women cheating. Here's the truth. Male interest in marriage is at an all-time low. This is probably why commitment-free intimacy is becoming the norm. They don't have to swear to get married, to have children, to honor, obey, and cherish, among other ridiculous things you say in marriage vows, precisely when it's now convenient for many men. Hey, I can swipe on Tinder and eventually hook up with someone. The fundamental quality that men look for in a mate is intimacy. They have access to everything else through other means as well. Can they demand money from a woman? No, since the male always needs to be the one to take care of things in a relationship. When they can do it easily and without any restrictions, men really don't feel the need to get married and disrupt the tranquil life they're leading as content single males. So, as a result of everything, women are worried. As they watch boys give up on the dating and marriage games, they are left feeling powerless. The whole dating landscape looks like a complete mess. As dating norms change and years pass, we're seeing a whole new level of confusion between men and women. Have you ever thought about why divorce rates are always rising in different parts of the world? It certainly seems that way, don't you think? Interestingly, divorce rates in the West have once again reduced on a statistical basis. The divorce rate is still not at an all-time low, or even at extremely low levels, despite what the general public may believe. This statistic, however, has a twist. Due to a considerable decline in marriage rates, divorce rates are on the decline. Women are growing more fearful. Girls experience a sense of helplessness as they see men give up the dating and marriage game. That's a reality they now have to face. Why then does it benefit men? I believe this because it shows that men are becoming more and more conscious of the risks associated with marriage. Men going their own way are increasing in number. More and more men are making the decision not to commit to long-term relationships with women. They realize being married won't provide them with enough, so they decide against it. You could be thinking how great it is that divorce rates in the US have reached a 50-year low. Someone like myself could have a chance to fall in love, get married, and have a successful union. Only 14.9 out of 1,000 marriages last year ended in divorce. It may not seem like a very high figure at first, but if you calculate the percentage of all marriages that end in divorce, it comes out to be close to 50%. In 2019, the marriage rate in the United States fell, or just hit a record low. According to reports, it has recently been falling swiftly and just hit a record low in 2019. And it's not a secret that most divorces are initiated by entitled women. The fact that women feel entitled might be understandable from some aspects, but the fact that they feel too entitled, which means they feel entitled just because that's how it is the topic of discussion and debate here. And it is even more so because society has jumped on the woke feminist bandwagon that calls for equality in every aspect of life, and yet continues to support women to feel entitled to everything a man does, earns, and produces is just perplexing, to say the least. The long-term decline in marriage is greatly influenced by women's independence and gender equality, independence, and equality for women. Women are the ones making this choice. If a woman showed up and said, "I have a master's degree, and I've been in a few relationships, and they didn't work out, but I'm interested, and I'm 23 or 25, or even 26 or 27, and I want to have a long-term relationship and a family, and I've made good decisions in my life, so let's do it." It would be interesting to see what would happen, but I can guarantee that men would primarily be okay with this. But the problem is that women are saying things like, "Hey, 45 is the new 25. I can party, have a good time, and freeze some eggs." And this is a thing. Women are going out later and later purely for fun and casual dating. I'm not the only one noticing this. Then, when it's time for family, they say, "Okay, I need to locate a donor or a man. I have to defrost those eggs. Having a family now while I'm only 42. Well, a lot of men are saying, "I'm out if we have children or if you show up for the deal with children already." Or they say, "Look, you want babies now? I'm 42, or if she's a little younger, the guy is 42, or anything of that effect." He says, "Man, I'll be 65, practically 70 years old by the time the kids are 20. I'm not interested because I wanted to have children when I was younger." So, by the time a man is in his 20s or 30s and begins to live and earn money alone, he has long since stopped thinking of himself as a part of a couple. Before you know it, he says, "Hey, this isn't too bad of a bargain. Maybe I don't get to have kids and live with a wife, which is fine, because I'm having such a good time." The article goes on to say that there has also been an increase in men's rights movements like Men Going Their Way, where males in large numbers complain about how unfairly treated they are in relationships and family courts. They're sick and weary of being treated unfairly by laws that discriminate based on gender. Because of this, millions of men are choosing not to get married at all. We discuss those laws as well as how society views us negatively. This is not something we internalize. I don't internalize anything that people say about me negatively, or that society says about men, patriarchy, or anything else like that. I think men must be vocal about these things because that's how you shape laws. Otherwise, the laws will remain unfair toward men, and they will continue to suffer. Men are becoming sharper. Men are avoiding marriage, or, divorce. The marriage rate has already dropped to its lowest level in history, and if my predictions come true, it will continue to do so because of new laws that come into effect that degrade men, disgrace men, and declare that men are terrible. So forget about it. We won't respond violently or engage in confrontational behavior along with marches and parades. We'll simply say, "Okay, fine. I'll do my own thing. I'll be happy on my own. I'll have a fantastic group of guy friends, and we'll go riding our motorbikes or hunting in the jungles. We'll do everything we possibly can to enjoy our lives and live in contentment." Men are going their own way because it's a 100% better idea to live a stress-free, honest life than live it with a woman who has the option of falsely accusing you of ruining your life. Thanks for watching Man Reacts. Show us your love and support by liking this video, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to the channel. Support us and help us spread support for men around the world. Do comment and share your thoughts. We're always up for a healthy debate and discussion.